Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Now today I am going to run two Hadoop jobs which are word count and MinMax temperature job. Now let's get into the command prompt. Now first let me open this in administrator. After this is done, let's run the usual command start DFS. And after this is done, let's move on to start yarn to do the job. You don't have to worry. There is only one thing you have to do. Just check with two URLs. This one and this one. Don't worry, it's going to take some time. So no issues. Let's see. Let's wait. Now the program is running. Now let's check. Okay, now let's check this as well. Let's wait till the name node opens. You don't have to worry. You know that yarn where those resource manager, node manager, they will take some time to start. But you can check with this command JPS. All four are running smoothly. Now let's get into creating some folders for the Java program. Let's see. Now let's get into users, HP. Well, that's my name for that. And yes, that's it. Just create our new folder, which is mkdir lab1. That's it. Let's navigate to lab1. After it's done, let's create a new folder which is input. Just kidding, you don't create it, right? So mkdir come on, yes. Then navigate yourself, yes. And then we are going to create a new input program there. Not here. Let me show you. It's very simple. So I have created a new text document. Now let's write some code. Input, which is, let's write Hadoop. Let's like bear. Let's like tiger. Hadoop tiger bear. And then tiger bear Hadoop. Make sure you create them in a same format, otherwise the MapReduce thinks they are different and going to produce the different outputs. They are very case sensitive. Okay, so let's get into finishing this. Hyena and then bear and then tiger. That's it. Let's create an input folder here, which is input text. Make sure you remove the old one, input text document. After this is done, let's go and check this. Let's go and create this one where we are going to create a Java program, which is, let's write a Java program. So wait for some time. Now what I have written is import Java IO exception. We need IO to import and export the text. I will show you later. And we are going to import all of these Apache files. They are very important and you need them to execute those jar files, which are going to be jobs eventually. Now let me show you another part. Now this is what I wrote. This is very important. Now this program is very important because word count is the class which you are going to write a file name from there. Now let me show you the functions inside. So the tokenizer mapper here is a static class where we extend it from a mapper, which is a built-in class. So in mapper we have object text, which we wrote. Here object is the data type and it's an input key value, and the text is an output key value. Here text in the next side is input value, just value, and int writable is output value. Here text is string in Apache terms and int writable is int in Apache terms. And what we did next was we wrote a class for this one. As you can see, I have defined int writable as 1 in this class, and for text I have defined a class as well. The next thing I did was I created for map function where I have object key, text value, and context, which is a context. Here context is used to produce the output. Now this is an output value which we are going to receive. Let's explore. Now this is going to split each and every string so that they can be stored correctly. So it's basically mapped as a particular word comma 1. So a mapping process is done here. Now the next class I wrote was InSum reducer, and this is where the reduce happens. Now what really happens there was, as all the words which are mapped as 1 will be reduced to the number of words that have occurred. So in our case we have bear, which is 4 times. I'm not sure about that, but you understand what I mean. And here in this main function we have configuration. We defined one, and in that we modify the job name as word count to track what was happening inside Hadoop distribution file system. And we are setting a jar by this class. We are creating a tokenizer mapper and InSum reducer, and all of this are imported in a separate folder instead of a same folder where the Java resides. Java program resides. So next thing we did was, this is very important. So what we are doing here is, in argument 0 we are defining what is an input, and arguments 1 of the command we are defining what is an output path. These are 2 paths, and after everything is done smoothly, the system will be exited without any queries or errors. Now let's save this as word count. We don't want another error to pop up. That's it. Just delete this. You don't want this. Now before we write the code, you have to remember how to write a class path manually. Now for Linux users, they have easy access and they can get it using Hadoop class path. But for Windows users, the scenario is different. Now here we have to remember these 4 words: common, HDFS, MapReduce, yarn, as we saw in our first part of Hadoop installation. Now in this case we are going to remember this as Hadoop home, share, Hadoop, and any of these 4 words, and star, and any of these 4 words, libs, and then star. Now let's write the command prompt. Now let's write the command. So java c and then class path, and then next we are going to write as Hadoop home / and then share Hadoop common let's go for this and this one. Yeah, now let's go for this next one, which is MapReduce. Just star MapReduce libs and then star this one, and instead of that let's use HDFS libs. Instead of libs let's use star HDFS and then you put a star. Instead of comment here, what we use is yarn. And then we put a star. Now as you can see, I have done for everything. Yarn, HDFS with libs, MapReduce with libs, and comment with libs. After this is done, enclose them in double quotes, and next thing we have to do is and then next thing we have to do is create a class. Now there's one thing we missed, that is to create a class folder. This alone is enough, and then let's import every class in that class folder. Next thing we have to do is that program, which is WordCount.java. Now let's run the code to find the results. Yeah, everything is compiled smoothly. Now let's check. Yes, every single class is imported. Now let's write a new command, which is java jar cvf, not jat jar. And the next thing we have to do is word count jar. You can write any name for this, a complete C, and then class. This is where every class of word count Java is stored. Now let's import and create a jar. Everything is created. So the next thing we have to do is Hadoop jar word count jar word count, which is the main class, and then let's write for, but there is one thing we missed. You guessed what? Yes, of course, we have to create a folder in Hadoop distributed file system. Now let's write a code for that. HDFS mkdir funny mkdir. Let's create word count. Let's check. It will take some time. Yes, it was created. Now in that same folder, let's create input. And then let's paste that input text file in that word count input. Let's do this. Now it's simple. Since we are at lab 1, we have access to input folder. Just access and get that input text and the Hadoop folder. Let's do this. Let's wait. Okay, let me show you. You guessed it right. There is no forgiveness for case problems. It should be working. Let's check. Okay, we missed this as well. Well, the input text is copied, so the next thing we have to do is run that code for real. As everything is copied, let's run the code. Now it starts as Hadoop jar word count jar, where we use word count, which is a class name, And then the next thing we have to do is word count input and output. Now let's check whether this runs. If it runs, let's get the output. Let's wait. Well, this is how the output looks like, as you can see here. Well, as you can see, I faced the error after trying to run this command. You want to know why? Because there is a problem in Hadoop. You know, yesterday when I ran this, it worked perfectly. But today when I ran this, I faced this error. When I looked deep, I found that it referenced to a default localhost which is 8032, which is wrong. And it referenced to 0.0.0.0, which is also wrong. So what I did was I edited one of the configurations in Hadoop, which is here. As you can see in the configuration, I have added a localhost, which is a name of yarn.resourcemanager.hostname. This value is so important that even though the Hadoop defaults it to the port which is wrong, if you define it something like this, that won't happen. And every time you open this for maybe a lot of periods of time, or could be a lot of intervals, it runs perfectly without any problems. So let's run that Java code. It should be running. Let's check. You don't have to worry about this. Now let's run the code. We just have to wait. And that's how the output looks like. You don't have to worry about this. That wasn't important. What's important is it shows us percentages. Let's wait. Ah, yes. This is how it displays. And this is how the output is ended. Now let's get the output of the program. HDFS, DFS, CAT, word count, output, part R000. Now let's display. And that's it. That's how MapReduce function works. Now let's move on to the next part. Well, you might guess, why FTP? Well, for this experiment, MinMax, we are going to access a US archive which consists of climatical records worth of 700 million archive files, which you can store on one place. You know, just imagine how big that is. So we are going to extract one of the data set from this FTP server. This is optional, but there is a recommended way to do that, which is HTTPS. It's a mirror website and it's safe to get the dataset from there. Now let me show you that first, and that's recommended. Don't misuse FTP in any of the manner. Too much anonymous access might block the website or might turn down the website, and you will be monitored every time. So let's get into the recommended website. Now this is the website we are going to navigate into, and we are going to choose one of the data sets. Now, as I said, it was not safe, and each of the name and password will be transmitted via URL, which is not safe. So that's why it's not preferred. So it works on all modern browsers. But For that FTP, you have to access only through command prompt. None of the modern web browsers support this type of internet protocol. So let's get into PowerShell. So before we move on there, let's create another folder. Let's get out of here. Let's create. In that, let's navigate and let's create inputs and class. It's same as what we did previously, but in this case we have to navigate to that particular folder. This wget won't work in this command prompt. So let's open the PowerShell. So let's search Windows. Yeah, this is the one. Don't open this in a normal access. Open this in a admin access. Let's run this as administrator. Let's navigate. Desktop and yes, what else? Lab 2. And in that, let's navigate to input, because that's where we are going to store each and every data. Now to navigate to this website, let me show you how it's done. So search as national. Okay, let's search here. National Center of Environmental, okay, mental info. Let's search. No, not this one. In that, let's navigate to PUB. Okay, go to data, go to USCRN, go to products, go to daily 01, go to the 2020, and you can choose any of the data sets. I will choose this one, and as you can see, this is how the entire data set looks like. Now let's copy this and get this in our folder. Now this works like this. Let's copy. Yeah, everything is copied. Now let's check if you have guys doubt on it. Go to input. Okay, let's import this clearly. Maybe that was wrong. And with that, you have to put output file so that it works. Let's type the same thing, and as you can see, we got this. That out file command is very important, so don't forget that. And next thing we have to do is, everything is saved, just create a Java program. Let's create one. Just kidding, not a folder again, but a text document. Not now, just go in. Now I have written in this code, everything is similar, some things will change. Same thing, mapper, and we have reducer, everything is same. Just some things will change. Instead of just classifying with context, we are going to do it with if else. Now in this case, if we have temperature greater than 30 degrees Celsius, it's going to display the day is hot day. If it's less than 15 degrees Celsius, the content is going to be displayed as the day is a cold day with a complete date. And that's how it works, as you can see here. And make sure you save this in a class name. We have class name as maxmin here. So let's save it. maxmin.java. That's how it's done. Kindly delete this extra one and everything is same. And the job of this Windows PowerShell is over. Let's go and execute this program. Now everything is same here. Let me import that. So we are going to create a new folder for this. It will be maxmin, not yet input, just maxmin, that's it. It will take some time, but that's not an issue. Maxmin, we are going to create input. That's it. And next thing is same, just put, and then let's copy this. So here we have input, just input, and then input.txt, and everything will be copied. Now let's do this. It will take some time, and that's it, it's copied. Now let's copy the command we did earlier so that we don't waste some time here. Okay, there is one thing, we have to execute this. Now instead of word count, it will be maxmin, and everything is same. And yes, we have same folder as class as previous one. So let's run this code for real. It will take some time. Let me go out. Yeah, it's compiled very fast. Now the next thing we have to do is very simple. You don't have to worry much about it. Just compile this clearly. Don't compile this as WordCount jar, otherwise we are going to be confused. Just maxmin is enough. And everything from class, where the class of maxmin Java file is saved, it will be used to create this jar file. And the next thing we will do was to compile this finally. If everything goes well, let's just say we finish this. Just some changes though, nothing serious. Just a maxmin jar. Maxmin, that's it, just maxmin. Okay, we have some time. Let's do this fast. And that's it. Let's run this. You don't have to worry much. Everything is good as of now. The result will take less than 1 minute to get through, so you don't have to worry much. The next thing we have to do is everything is same. HDFS, DFS, CAT, maxmin, then output part, just kidding, R00. Let's see what it is. And that's it. We got the day is cold day and the day is mostly cold day. In that same command prompt, navigate to input. Okay, now after this is done, well, I missed to say we have hot day as well. Okay, so let's go. Now you have to run a specific path to activate the FTP. So it goes like this. Let's open it. Yeah, we got it. Let's open FTP. Okay, FTP NCDC. Well, we have mirror HTTP website. This is what we visited earlier. Now this is the FTP website. So we have to type this very fast. In 2 minutes it will be timed out, so the activity has to be going on. Now that's how it looks. Just put anonymous. That's it. Don't enter anything and you are in. Let's put this. Now you have to put public. Now that's how the data is entered. You can put 2020 or 2022. It's your wish. The goal is to extract a data set and differentiate what is hot day and what is cold day. That's it. Just navigate. Okay, I made some mistake here. Well, looks like everything has to be in smalls. Let's do that again. And that's how we navigate through the directory. Now let's see. Oh, so many datasets. Just put any of the dataset you like to explore. Okay. Then put what name you want here. So, but before you do this, put this one, because there is a problem in this FTP. It won't give you the line breaking files. It will give you the data sets in a continuous order that you have to break them every time, and that's a headache, trust me. And for this to be solved, I used binary to break the lines clearly bit by bit. Now the next thing we have to do is whatever data set you like here, just input any one of them. That's it, any one. Just put this, and the out file would be, you would like to say input text. Well, since we have one, let's put ktest.txt. Now let's export it. Let's check whether we have imported this, and yes, we have this data set. And that's how you extract a data set and use the same, just like what I did with HTTP, and every rest of the process same. And I thank you for watching this video till the end. You will see with new topics and cooler ideas. Thank you.